Well, hello everybody. What I need to cover with you today is section 2-4, day 3. Really today, guys, is just a review day of writing equations of lines in slope-intercept form and standard form. So here's what you technically missed. I gave back quizzes from the other day, went over those. I showed them the answers to the parallel perpendicular lines and answered any questions that they might have had. Then, like I said, it's a review day because I'm going to review with you slope-intercept form and standard form. Remember, standard form looks like this. AX plus BY equals C. No fractions, no decimals, X and Y on both sides. A's got to be positive. So you should have in front of you section 2-4, day 3, day 6 notes. So let me jump right to this. Of course, I had a slide to answer any questions, but you should have that sheet right there. And then here's where I'm going to start. Remember, guys, slope-intercept form means that we could graph it because we know the slope and the y-intercept. So when we get all done, to put it in slope-intercept form, it's got to be solved for y. Y equal mx plus b. Point slope form is that form that we used to write the equations of a line. That's what we've used the last 2 days. And then remember, standard form is that AX plus BY equals C. Our goal today is write equations of the lines in that form and that form, but we'll use this form to get to there and there. So it should be review, but we shall see. So if you will, look over to your number 1. I'm going to switch ink color real fast. We're going to write the equation of a line whose slope is 3 that goes through the point 12. The y-intercept is 12. And we're going to put it in slope-intercept form and standard form. If you remember back 2 days ago, this is what I referred to as our type 1. You're given the slope and you're given the y-intercept. So I know that my slope is 3. I know that my b value is 12. We're ready to write the equation of a line. The equation in slope-intercept form is y equal 3x plus 12. So there it is in y equal mx plus b form. But now today we're also going to put it in standard form. Remember, standard form, x and y are both on the same side. A can't be negative, and there's no fraction. So I'm going to move this x over. So I got negative 3x plus y equal 12. And then I'm going to divide everything by negative 1 so that I would get 3x minus y equal negative 12. So in standard form, it's 3x minus y equal negative 12. So it should be a review day. Last few days, a couple of days ago. So hopefully we can go through there. Now here goes this one. I'm going to tell you that your slope is 5, 6, and we're going to go through the point 0, 11. So I'm going to go ahead and use y minus y sub 1 equal m times x minus x sub 1. Remember, I'm going to sub this in for x sub 1. I'm going to sub the 11 in for the y, and I'm going to sub in the 5, 6 for my slope. So it's going to look like this. I got y minus 11 equal 5, 6 x minus 0. When I simplify this, I've got y minus 11 equal 5, 6 x. And to solve this thing for y, I'm going to add 11 to both sides, so I get 5, 6 x plus 11. So in slope-intercept form, y equal 5, 6 x plus 11. Now, to put this thing in standard form, though, here's what I need to do. I need to first get rid of this fraction. So I'm going to multiply everything by 6. That's going to get rid of that denominator. So I'm going to have 6y equal 5x plus 66. I need to move the x to the other side. So I'm going to have negative 5x plus 6y equals 66. And then I'm going to multiply everything through by negative 1 to get 5x minus 6y equal negative 66. So in standard form, 5x minus 6y equal negative 66. So there it is in standard form and in slope-intercept form. So I'm hoping review. I'm going to pick the pace up just a little bit now. Here's our number 3. The slope is negative 2. We're going to go through the point negative 4, 6. So I'm going to start using y minus y sub 1 equal m times x minus x sub 1. And then plug in everything that you know. My y value is 6, so I've got y minus 6 equal negative 2 times x minus negative 4, which becomes positive, so I got x plus 4. Finish this off. Let's solve it and distribute. So let's go y minus 6 equal negative 2x minus 8. Let's add 6 to both sides. So in slope-intercept form, it looks like I'm going to have y equal negative 2x minus 2. Now for standard form, x and y's both got to be on the left-hand side. So let's move that x over. So I'm going to have 2x plus y equal negative 2. Well, in this case, I don't need to do anything. X and y is on the left. There's no decimals. There's no fractions. My a value is positive. So in standard form, 2x plus y equal negative 2. So there's what we got going. So I'm hoping review, we'll click through these 8 problems on here, or 10, and go from there. Here's our number 4. The slope is negative 13/5. We're going to go through the point 5, negative 7. So I'm going to go y minus negative 7, which becomes a plus 7, equal negative 13/5 times x minus 5. Now we're going to simplify it. So I got y plus 7 equal negative 13/5 x plus, and you can type this in your calculator if you want, guys, negative 13 fraction key 5 times negative 5, and you should get 13. And then let me subtract 7 from both sides. So in slope-intercept form, I've got y equal negative 13/5 x plus 6. So I'm going to put that on that line right there. Y equal negative 13/5 x plus 6. Now let's work on standard form. Remember, standard form, no decimals, no fractions, so I need to get rid of those fractions first. So let me multiply everything by 5. I'm going to do the standard form on this side. So I'm going to have 5y equal negative 13x plus 30. Let's get the x and y on the same side. So move that negative over here. So I've got positive 13x plus 5y equal 30. Let me make sure it's in standard form. X and y are both on the left. Check mark. The a value is positive. Yep. No decimals, no fractions. And there is no number that goes into all of them. So in standard form, 13x plus 5y equal 30. Okay, take a peek at your number 5 real fast. We're going to go through the point negative 1, negative 2, and the point negative 3, 1. Remember on these, this is what I called my type 3 the other day. You're given 2 points, so the first thing that we got to do, we got to find the slope. So my slope's going to be 1 minus negative 2 over negative 3 minus negative 1. Be careful with all of those negative signs. 1 minus negative 2 becomes 3. Negative 3 minus negative 1 becomes negative 2. So my slope is negative 3/2. Now, pick which point that you want to work with. I'm going to pick this guy just because he had less negatives. So here goes. I'm going to go y minus 1 equal negative 3/2 x minus negative 3. And we know two negatives make a positive. Let's simplify this now. So I'm going to have y minus 1 equal negative 3/2 x. And this one's going to look a little weird, but it's going to become minus 9/2. You might have to use your calculator a fancy way. Negative 3 over 2 times 3, and it might show you negative 4 1/2. Go second fraction key, and it'll show you negative 9/2. And then now I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So here it is in y equal mx plus b form. I got y equal negative 3/2 x minus 7/2. So I'm going to put that right there. Y equal negative 3/2 x minus 7/2. Now, to put it in standard form, let's get rid of the fractions. So in standard form, I'm going to go ahead and multiply everything by 2. So I'm going to have 2y equal, these 2's cancel out, leaving me negative 3x minus 7, because those 2's also canceled out. Let's add 3x over here. So I got 3x plus 2y equal negative 7. Now let me make sure it's in standard form. There's the x, there's the y, there's the constant. The a value is positive. No number goes in between any of them. And there's no decimals, no fractions. So in standard form, 3x plus 2y equal negative 7. So just all review, guys. I reviewed type 1, I reviewed type 2, I reviewed type 3 here. So here's my number 6. Once again, we have 2 points. So let's go get our slope first. So my slope's going to be 12 minus 5 over negative 3 minus 3. Well, 12 minus 5 is going to be 7. Negative 3 minus 3 is going to be negative 6. So my slope is negative 7/6. Pick either point to work with now. I'm going to pick 3, 5. Looks easier. So I've got y minus 5 equal negative 7/6 x minus 3. Let's distribute. So I've got y minus 5 equal negative 7/6 x plus, because a negative and a negative make a positive, and then 7/6 times 3 is going to be 21/6, but 3 goes into both of them if you wanted to go that route. So it looks like 7/2. And then let's add 5 to both sides. So I got y equal negative 7/6 x plus, and if you go in your calculator, 7/2 plus 5 is going to show you 8 1/2. Hit second fraction key so it shows you 17/2. So in y equal mx plus b form, I got y equal negative 7/6 x plus 17/2. If you're not good with your calculator, buzz in so I can show you that. Now let's work on standard form. So if you look at your denominators, I spy a 6 and I spy a 2. I need the biggest number. I need the least common multiple between the two. So 6 has to go into that number and 2. So I can't put a 2 out here because 6 doesn't go into 2. I need a 6 out there. We're going to multiply everything through by 6. So I'm going to have 6y equal, these 6's are going to cancel out, negative 7x plus 51. Let's get it in standard form. Move the x over, so I got 7x plus 6y equal 51. Make sure it's in standard form. No fractions, no decimals. X then y. The a value is positive, so yep. So I got 7x plus 6y equal 51. So what I'm doing, guys, is I'm just trying to review 2 of everything that we did. I reviewed 2 of type 1, 2 of type 2, 2 of type 3. The only thing I haven't reviewed yet would be parallel and perpendicular. So here's your number 7. We would like to go through the point 3, negative 1 and be perpendicular to the line y equal negative 1/3 x minus 9. Remember, on perpendicular, I need to be using opposite reciprocal. So this slope is negative 1/3. I need to use a slope of positive 3 because that's the opposite reciprocal of negative 1/3. If it said parallel, I would have used negative 1/3. Now let's go do this. Here's our point, so I'm going to go y minus negative 1, which becomes y plus 1, equal 3 times x minus 3. Let's distribute, so I got y plus 1 equal 3x minus 9. Let's subtract 1 from both sides. So in slope-intercept form, I've got 3x minus 10. So y equal 3x minus 10. To put this thing in standard form then, let's move this x to the other side, thus changing the sign. So I've got negative 3x plus y equal negative 10. It goes x then y. There's no fractions, there's no decimals, but the a value is negative. So let's go through and change all the signs. So I got 3x minus y equal 10. So there it is in slope-intercept form. There it is in standard form. Okay, just got a couple more coming your way. Here's number 8. I'd like to go through the point 7, negative 4, but I would like to be parallel to 2x plus 3y equal 11. Remember, I'll erase this here in a second. Whenever you're given a problem like that, you need the slope. So let's solve this thing for y. I've got 3y equal negative 2x plus 11. I simply move that x to the other side. Let's divide everything through by 3. So I've got y equal negative 2/3 x plus 11/3. To be truthful, guys, the 11/3 doesn't help us any. I know that this slope is negative 2/3. So, to be parallel, I also need a slope of negative 2/3. So now I don't need that anymore. Since I don't need it anymore, I'm going to get rid of it. And then here goes our equation of the line. I'm going to go y minus negative 4, which becomes plus 4, equal negative 2/3 x minus 7. Let's solve this. So we got y plus 4 equal negative 2/3 x. A negative and a negative make a positive, 14/3. Let's subtract 4 from both sides. So I'm going to have y equal negative 2/3 x plus, and if you type that in your calculator, negative 14/3 minus 4, it should give you 2/3. So in slope-intercept form, I got y equal negative 2/3 x plus 2/3. In standard form, we got to get rid of those dang fractions. So I'm going to multiply everything through by 3. That'll get rid of that denominator. So I'm going to have 3y equal negative 2x plus 2. Move this x to the other side. So I've got 2x plus 3y equal 2. It goes x, it goes y. There's no fractions, there's no decimals. The a value is positive. So 2x plus 3y equal 2. So there's where we are through the first 8. I'm going to do number 9 and number 10 since I'm making a video. Last year I did not get to them, but they're really pretty easy. Number 9, they look tougher, guys, because I'm giving you a grid. But I'm just going to do them just like I did number 5 and number 6. I'm also going to show you a shortcut when you're given the graph, though. But here goes. I'm given the point 1,6 and the point 3,0. So it's going to look just like number 5 and number 6. I'm going to find the slope. So my slope is going to be 0 minus 6 over 3 minus 1, which is 2. So my slope is negative 3. Pick whichever point you want to work with. Well, if there's a 0 involved, I'm going to use a 0. So I'm going to go y minus 0 equal negative 3x minus 3. I'm going to have y equal negative 3x plus 9. Okay. Well, there it is in slope-intercept form. Now let's put it in standard form real fast. Negative 3x comes over, so I got 3x plus y equal 9. So there's our answers. Hang with me for just a second. There's a shortcut sometimes, but not always. Like number 10, there's no shortcut. I'm not going to worry about it for now. But look at number 9. Could you have figured out the slope without doing all this work? We know that slope is rise over run. So check out what I'm going to do. Starting at this point here, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I went up 6, and I'm going to go over 2. But since I went to the left, it's negative 2. Well, I now know my slope is negative 3. So there that is. Can you tell without a doubt where it crosses the y-axis? And if you follow along, it looks like it crosses at 9, so I know my b value is 9. So just by looking at the graph, I could have got that without doing these extra steps. This is kind of the save all method. It'll cover you. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about number 10. It's got a bunch of fractions and stuff in there. I don't remember if your homework has that or not, but what I just finished up with you guys is this is section 2.4, part 3. I'm hoping that most of this was review. I'm just trying to beat into your heads slope-intercept and standard form. So good luck with the assignment. As always, if you have any questions, make sure you get in and see me. Good luck.